to share a little story with you, and this is one of my favorite stories of angelic intervention. And I know all of us who channel, we've got some stories after a period of time, and I've been doing this for 23 years. This particular story happens to be about something that I went through. I was on a plane some years ago, and I was leaving California from a business trip. I was doing a TV show, and I was flying back to Houston, and I wasn't really excited about flying. No matter how many times flying is explained to me, I can't get it through my little blonde brain how such a heavy vehicle can remain aloft. Or maybe it's that when I was single, I dated so many pilots, maybe that did it. But anyway, how many of you are nervous about flying? Okay, really, not so many. Really? Wow, that's wonderful. Well, I get on the flight, and I'm seated next to these darling, charming newlyweds. They had just gotten married. They were coming back from California from their honeymoon, and they were, I love you, you're wonderful, you're a goddess, you're precious, you're my honey bunny. And I thought, oh, this will be a nice flight because I can sit and read. They're not going to, they're going to be talking to themselves, and maybe I can, sleep a little bit. So the flight was completely uneventful until we got about 40 minutes outside Houston. And suddenly, without any warning at all, the plane starts plummeting through the sky. Not nosediving, but like being on an elevator, and it starts free falling, and it's just free falling. And everyone starts screaming, and we still had our drinks and our food on the tray tables in front of us, and of course, those things flew up to the ceiling and then down on top of us all. And then you know why the flight attendants always are so anal about how you put your baggage away in the overhead bins? Because what happens if the plane plummets? All those bins open, and all of that heavy stuff comes flying out and landing right in the aisle. Well, that's what happened on this flight. And it seemed like we were free falling. It seemed like we were free falling for about 15, 20 seconds, but it was like forever. And everyone is screaming, and the pilot was able to regain control of the plane. And I look, and there's a flight attendant on the floor. All this happened so fast. She's on the floor, covered in all this luggage. She happened to be in the aisle when the plane plummeted, and she fell to the ground, and all the luggage fell on top of her. Well, what happened next was that the pilot got on the intercom. And what is it about pilots? They're always, hello. This is Captain Lance, and we're going to be flying at 32,000 feet today. Don't they all sound like they've been to voice school? Don't they? On American domestic flights, they never sound, some of them must come from Texas. But you never hear, well, this is Captain Bubba, and we're going to be flying up north. Or, somebody from New Jersey saying, so this is Cousin Vinny, and thanks for flying with me. I appreciate you for this guy. You never hear that. It's always, hello, this is Captain Lance. So, on this particular occasion, after the plane plummeted and the pilot regained control, the captain got on the intercom, and he was screaming. And he was saying, flight attendants, and he was screaming. Get in your chairs, right now. Anybody in the bathroom, stay there. I guarantee nobody's leaving. And he said, passenger, stay in your seat, buckle up now. And then there's just dead silence. And then I saw a flight attendant do something that you never, ever want to see on an airborne flight. She pole vaulted with her skirt up to her waist, over all the luggage, jumped in her chair, and I could see this because I was sitting on the end, and she put her hands, white knuckles, on the armrest, and she made the sign of the cross. It's one thing if another passenger makes a sign of the cross, like the guy did yesterday when we were taking off. But when a flight attendant does it, that's not pretty. So then the plane plummets again. It just started free falling. And so I grabbed the arm of the guy next to me, the newlywed, and everybody's screaming. And I hear myself screaming, we're gonna die, we're all gonna die, we're gonna die. You know how you get in situations where you think, I would be very brave and courageous. I know I would. That's just who I am. Oh. And I'm crying and I'm screaming, we're gonna die, but everybody else was yelling do. And I hear people praying, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm an errant Catholic, but I bet that still counts, because I used to go to confession when I was a kid. And I can remember Hail Mary, and it's just plummeting and plummeting. And finally, the pilot was able to gain control again. And so now everybody's completely unhinged. And I'm crying, and I'm grabbing this guy in, and he says, lady, you're going to have to get control. You're completely, you're going to hyperventilate. And the engines are hugely screaming. And I'm thinking, any moment the plane's just going to break apart completely. And I said, well, he's saying, lady, you better stop. You better calm down, because you're going to hyperventilate. I don't know what's going to happen. And I said, you're worried about me hyperventilating? It's like we're going to crash and burn? Isn't it like telling somebody who's going to the gallows they better not have the last smoke because they might die, might get cancer? I said, we're going to die. He says, no, we're not, you better calm down. He said, let's talk about something. I said, talk about something, like what? And then the plane plummets again. And everyone's screaming, people are getting sick in the back, and I thought, oh my God, this is what it feels like to die. This is it. This is what it feels like, and it's certainly not very much fun. I was sort of hoping to go in bed, when I'm like 180 with all my family around me. And I was thinking about all the things I hadn't done and all the things I wanted to do. And I wasn't even married at the time, and I didn't have my children yet. And I had books I wanted to write, and people I needed and wanted to channel for. And I thought, wow, I'm going to lose it all. It's just going to be gone. But at the same time, I'm hysterically screaming and crying, of course. And so the pilot gains control again, and no more word from him over the intercom at all. No more word at all, which was very unnerving. And so the guy next to me, the newlywed, said, okay, we've got to talk, and the engines are roaring. And he said, let's talk, we're going to die. He says, no, what do you do? He's trying to think of what he could discuss with me. And I said, you're asking what I do for a living? He said, yeah, what do you do? And I said, I'm a psychic. This stuff up. But he gets back. He said, holy shit, we are going to die. Then he starts screaming, we're going to die. Then something miraculous happened. Miraculous. Two of my guardian angels materialized right there in the aisle next to me. And they said, Kim, we promise you, you're not going to die. Nobody on this plane's going to die. The plane's going to land safely. I was like, but it's plummeting. It's okay. And they're tapping me on the shoulder, and they're holding me, and they're saying, it's okay. Nobody's going to die. Everything's going to be all right. I said, really? And I have so much faith in them. I thought, okay, all right. Everything looks really scary, but appearances can be deceiving, so I'm going to trust in what they're telling me. I thought, I want to share this with this man next to me, because he's been so sweet to me. So I pulled on his arm, and right now he's all hysterical, and he's crying. And I pulled on his arm, and I said, it's going to be okay, it really is, it's going to be all right. And he said,